There we go. Islam. Welcome to the Moor Culture Podcast. We are back for another episode. This is episode 19, I believe. It's Supreme Mathematics as knowledge born. All being born to knowledge born. That's 10. Knowledge born. Born's knowledge. Born's knowledge cipher. Islam. So, yeah, man, welcome back. I'm glad to be here with Brother Shariff. I'm Brother Edwards Bay. Before we get too far, I want to greet everybody with whatever greetings they like. We like to just greet people with peace. Peace, Islam, Assalamu alaikum, Rahu Bat, Allah Fiyah, Yonio, Shalom, Hotep, Islam. Mo, anything else?
Islam. To my audience, I would like to say, my people, Allah loves you and He wants to redeem you. He's speaking to you through our institutions of higher learning, Moorish Science, Temple of America, Nation of Islam, Church, etc., etc. And our people reach out to the government, the Great White Hope, like they're going to help them change their ways. Then we have so-called black politicians acting like they represent you, and they the new version of what revolutionary is, and they're Uncle Toms, you know. So we had to get our act in order. They got liquor stores set up on every corner for our demise to throw off your equilibrium, and they have you're under constant attack. So the Holy Quran says, "Follow not the footsteps of Satan, to you he's an avowed enemy." So we come to the halls of higher learning, like the Moorish Science Temple of America, for redemption, because I don't want to see my people taken out. I want to see my people not conform to the things of this world, but be transformed by the renewal of their mind, because Allah has a blessing for you. Allah can show you, when you get these teachings, that you can turn things around 360 degrees, because these people have nothing to offer you. Jesus said, you tell a tree by the fruit it bears. They always come like they got a solution to your problem. It says, Holy Quran says, Satan makes things fair seeming. So we want to move on. We want to grow. We want to develop. A lot of people have a problem with us growing in our full state of maturity, as the Nation of Islam say, the black man God, you know, and we are descendants of gods. So we got to let the God light in us shine. The Bible says, Jesus said in chapter 5, he says, Matthew 5, let your light shine amongst men, so people may glorify your Father who is in heaven. Then John chapter 1 says, in the beginning was the Word was God, all things were made by him. And then God was life, the light of God was the light of men. But the light shineth in darkness, men in darkness comprehendeth not. And the Word was made flesh and dwelt amongst men. Then you go over to James chapter 3, 1 to 10, it tells how powerful your tongue is. So we have to learn how to develop our tongue and speak right to build character. And the Holy Quran says, we have given you the gifts of speech, sight, and hearing. So we study these orders, so we can perfect who we are. Because we created almost everything in the world.
Islam.
You know, Nation of Islam, you say, who's that original man, that Asiatic black man, God in the physical universe, the maker, the owner, the cream of planet Earth? And you look at all the inventions, the cars, the telephones, the planes, and everything, and people try to lower yourself. Things, I'm white, and with a superior percent reality, and they said Adam was created out of black mud. What? This looks like mud to me. Islamo.
Islam, Mo. Real quick, give my praises and honors real quick before we go even deeper. Islam, I have to rise and give all praises to Allah. I have to rise and give high honors to the Prophet Noble Drew Ali, high honors to the forerunner Marcus Messiah Garvey, high honors to all past and present leadership of the Moorish Science Temple of America, High honors to all true and divine prophets of Allah that stand on the square of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. High honors to all the Moors worldwide, known and unknown. High honors to all of our ancestors and everybody that paved the way for us to be here. Islam.
Islam. I like to rise, giving honor to Almighty Allah and His holy divine prophet, Noble Ali. High honor to the forerunner prophet, Marcus Mosaic Garvey. High honor to Jay Gibbonsdale. High honor to Emilio. High honor to Honorable Elijah Muhammad or Basfar Muhammad. High honor to Hajj Blake Shabazz. High honor to Worthy Muhammad. And high honors to all our teachers, and because we come from a line of teachers. High honors to all my honored ancestors and my family. We should respect all our ancestors and teachers, and ask that their blessings be with us in this movement, because life is a journey. We're coming up the highway. We're coming up the King's Highway. This is the day of unity. I'm not talking foul against any other all of higher learning, because they're there to develop us, to help us be better at who we are.
Islam. And as you say, Mo, this is in stages and degrees. So everybody's not on the same stage, and not everybody's on the same degree.
Right.
So we are definitely for unity first, before the division, even though we are on different spectrums and different degrees and different lessons or levels, does not mean that we're not one as brothers. Islam, brothers in God, brothers in Allah. So there's the description we have, or at least the title we have for this episode is Resurrecting the Nation, Lessons in Love and Divine Truth. And the reason why this title came up was because you were on a roll sending me videos this week about from Sister Shahrazad Ali. And that really warmed my heart, getting back into her spirit and her words, because the first time I heard of her was maybe 5 years ago, around the same time I joined the temple. I started hearing about Shahrazad Ali and reading some of her books and hearing some of her wisdom, and man, she is heavy, Mo. She talks a lot about the relationship between the black man and the black woman, that so-called black man and so-called black woman here in North America, and our Pacific struggles, because as you said in the beginning, an issue that a lot of us have is following the ways of the colonizer, and through that has caused a lot of dissent and issues with our relationships.
Right. And the Holy Quran says Shaitan makes things fair seeming, and then it says when Allah granted Iblis respite, and according to the Quran, He said, I will come from their left and their right, before them, behind them, and ambush them, and you will find most of them ungrateful. Well, look at the doctrine of discovery in politics that a lot of us is a part of, and so forth and so on. And we have to question where we are, what stage of development we are in religion, because the ambush is real. So we find out that we've been ambushed, and you get Allah's closest to us in the jugular vein, and we get that God consciousness, that Allah consciousness, let that light shine, as Jesus was talking about, and turn on the headlights and stuff, and the enemy split. Islam.
So, the last 2 weeks I had the laptop set up for the videos. I didn't really have the time to set that up, but I'm going to play just some audio of Sister Shahrazad Ali, just to kind of bring her into the temple and allow the knowledge and wisdom to guide our some of our discussion. So I don't know where to start, because you sent a bunch of videos from the sister, but really I can go anywhere, and right. All these videos kind of tie into each other. But
you can play a couple.
Situation. Let us take a look at what we as black women have produced while we were allegedly backboning the black nation. 1 in every 4 black males between the age of 20 and 29 is in prison, on parole, been arrested, or had some bump with the law. Over 50% of our prison population is black, male, growing, and female. We have more black men in prison than in college. 6 out of every 10 black men between the ages of 15 and 44 are unemployed, in jail, got some disease, homosexual, on drugs. 73% of all the black men in prison were raised by a single black woman in a home with no man. 80% of that 73% suffered child abuse in the home, victimized by the mother. 1/3 of our children drop out of school before they graduate. Over 60% of our households are headed by black women who are single, divorced, separated, or widowed.
So, in that video, she's pointing at and highlighting just the male not being in our households.
Yes.
It causes a lot of these statistics,
deep,
these issues.
Because when I was Dell Technical Community College, a great school, and I was young, I learned so much from there, and a lot of my teachers, they passed, and I feel it in my heart, But when I was in political science class in Dell Tech, the teacher talked about the military industrial complex and the prison industrial complex. So where this prison industrial complex is aimed at our community. So
specifically our men, and taking them out of the household.
It's us back on the slave market. So we have to wake up because the arch deceiver has deceived us again. It's a shame that all this beautiful talent come before the world in my day, and I look around, they're gone because they were destroyed from some mistake, Like when Jesus said one time, he told somebody, go, sin no more. So we had to realize, like, when we fall and check with divine law, the enemy's no threat to us. We become a new people. That's what the resurrection is about. The Nation of Islam talks about the restrictive laws of Islam, so forth and so on. And we have laws that we have to learn how to live by. And we learn come in that circle of divinity and stuff. You talking about missiles.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. The Holy Quran says, if you are firm and mindful of Allah, he will aid you with 5,000 angels.
Mm.
And then another part says, we have ordained lamps in the lower heavens for the shaitan's lights missile. You have to be spiritual to recognize this. Your spiritual eye, third eye, have to be open because Allah is winning this battle. Shaitan is not winning this. Islam.
So yeah, as you said, there's law, and that's part of. I think that's part of the reason why people are turned off a little bit by Islam, because they don't want to obey any kind of law.
Well, the colonizer loves it.
Yeah.
See, when you run away from your Lord, he chastises you. Mm. Everything you might see in your brother might not be right. His sister's not right, but we're supposed to exhort to one another truth, exhort to one another the pace to check one another. Mm. Get this house in order. That's why we have, law, supreme wisdom, mm-hmm. general orders, divine constituted bylaws, more science of America, et cetera, right? Because these laws are supreme over the law of the land. And that tie in with the treaties. So being though we keep falling up out of the constitutional folds, the pirates come and get us. We got to study the Constitution of the United States too, because it lets you know about the pirates. Here we come. They stole our birthrights and stuff. This a man gave up his birthrights just to gratify his lower self. So when you came here and stuff, you was a noble. And so you were asleep. And then Allah sent you teachers to wake you up. And so by them teachers there, you want to eat, drink, and be married. You want to go to the liquor store, set up, to get high. It's a liquor store set up on every other block. You want to get into that. You don't want to develop. You don't want to go, as the Quran says, to elevated places. Allah can show you heaven right on earth, heal you. You know, because everywhere that's colonized has been everywhere, the colonizers carry diseases because the colonizers don't like us. By nature, when we living right and stuff, we're naturally healthy. You can see heaven in our face. So, you know, heaven from the crown of our head to the sole of our feet. So in this day, it's a great day to be living and stuff, and it's real happy when I see you brothers and sisters rise from your graves of ignorance and start walking with the law. Stop following the footsteps of Satan to you. He's an avowed enemy, Islam.
Islam. I'm gonna. On that note, I see a title here for one of Shahrazad's videos saying "Keeping Up with the Joneses." Here we go.
Thing that we need a re-education on. Buy cards and gifts to celebrate every European holiday. Stop doing that. People got black people running in the store. Valentine's Day, Easter, Halloween. Y'all coming out? You know, got anything on it even remotely about us. Martin Luther King, that ain't really no holiday. The white people didn't even like him till he died. They don't like nobody till they dead. Ain't no problem no more. You know? So stop giving them money for every holiday. Express your love to your loved one on some time or some date that you pick out. You don't have to worry about being romantic. You're not the Romans. You can't be romantic. You know? A whole lot of what we try to be is not even in us. We're trying to mimic them. So don't be, you know, that kind of a slave.
And then you know when they say jingle bells, shock and shield, jingle, you know where that came from in Christmas? That came from where they had bells on the slaves' neck to keep them from when they ran away. They know where the slaves were. Wow. So we constantly, you know, you got people. I've heard people in church constantly promote that, and when you teach them, you know, try to shed light on them wrong, they constantly promote that because a lot of them it's about finances and stuff like that. Yeah. So, well, the hellfire is real. You know, I didn't even know when you ain't living right, the hellfire is real because sometimes Allah will take you through the fire to purge you. You know, He took me through the fire to clean me up. You know, I'm not in the fire no more, but fire is real.
Islam.
Fire purifies.
Islam.
So you see all these brothers and sisters in the wilderness of North America, all in the fire and stuff like that. It's our job to help deliver them. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know, from the halls of learning, like the Nation Islam, Moor Science Temple, it's our job to help deliver our people. It's about salvation. It ain't about chaos, conflict, and confusion. That's hell. So a lot of brothers need to get their act in order to stand on the square. Islam.
We're here at the Moor Culture Center, 715 North King Street, Wilmington, Delaware. We are here in the temple. We're here every Friday. We're here on random days as well. I mean, please stop by, give a call. The number and whatnot is on the website, moorculturecenter.com, Moor, M-O-O-R, culturecenter.com. Please drop a donation or just support in general. We have books, we have teas, we have healing herbs, sea moss, the good stuff. And it's about, like you said, it's about not being hoodwinked and so underneath the umbrella of this society that is literally has been built to on our backs to, you know, keep us down, keep our people down, unfortunately.
And the problem is, you got to leave their ways alone. You know, even though they got a liquor store on every corner and get high for you, so forth, so on. That's an experiment. I have a degree, my bachelor's degree is in experimental psychology from Chain University, Pennsylvania. But believe me, and I bet you $100 or more, if you stop picking up, so forth, something, Allah will visit you personally and show you that how much He loved you. And every time you smoke a cigarette, so forth and so on, Satan said, Shaitan said, look at you, dummy. Look at you, dummy. You taking all the breath from you, squeezing all the life from you, because every word we talk, that's breath. It's important. Every word we speak out of our mouth is electricity. So when we get under the right teaching and stuff, we learn how to speak divine words and stuff. We can actually see miracles right before our face. This what the colonizers don't want you to see. So it is not his fault, it's our fault, because we fell up out of sync with the law. We backslid. We a long ways off the path. And Allah said, in the Quran, it says, choose the uphill road. And what will make you comprehend what the uphill road is the setting for slaves. They have our salvation, brothers, sisters. They have our resurrection, Islam.
Islam. Sister Shahrazad Ali saying on topic, their standards are not our standards. Their standards are not our standards.
It's just impossible. You can't hold on to everything that they stand for and then say you're going to make a change, because everything that they stand for is designed to destroy us.
And using our standards based on their standards, I think, is also a big...
Because they're not the same. They're not the same. Your nature's not the same as his. We keep pretending that they're human and have the natural feelings of sympathy and everything. They don't have none of that. It's not in them. You have it in you. Nobody never saved nobody but you. And you have been beat down so discouraged that it's very difficult. But I want you to know that you will be the winner. You are the original man. God didn't make everybody and then make you. He made you first, and everybody was modeled after you on some level. That's real talk. That ain't to soothe your ego. These are actual facts that if we could get our men to understand and accept. And I know it don't look like it now. I know some of the guys in the gutter. I know some of them in prison. Some of them on drugs. Some of them out here acting ignorant. Some of them pretending to be a woman. But that does not change the foundation of who you are and who made you, who is on your side, and who will pay the enemy back for what he has done to us. It's just impossible.
Islam. And Moorish brothers, sisters, you must stand on love, truth, freedom, and justice. Muslim, freedom and justice and equality. And when you really stand on your square and represent that, Allah will defend you. They got us hoodwinked and under a spell, and we think public policy is the law. No, the law scares them because you can check them when you stand on constitutional law and not administrative law. When you when you all into that administration stuff, that means you're still a slave. We had to come together in unity and study. It's a shame that you got all these organizations out here, and when one of us get in trouble with the law, we turn our eyes and stuff. One loves to look bewildered or dazzled. No, we are actually the natives of this land, and they are foreigners, and the law says that. So we get as you study your Quran, et cetera, you have to study the law, because the law wants to defend you, help you. The Holy Quran said, let out of you rise abandoned people, joining what is right, invite all that is good, forbidding what is wrong. So when we do Allah's will and stuff, that's the force behind us. And y'all know about physics, but like I said, the words we speak is electricity, so forth and so on. So you get on the right road, the right path, that's studying your lessons, so forth and so on. You turned on the lights. Just like when I used to climb up the telephone poles in the army, I was a field wireman telephone installer and stuff. On the telephone pole, you had what you call a power box. On, off. Brothers and sisters, it's time for you to turn on the power switch. Open up your Bible, open up your Quran, et cetera, turn on them lights and watch Satan split.
Islam. Like you said, Mo, it's about studying. It's about them lessons. They're out there. It's no longer hidden. I mean, we're not in a secret temple. We don't have secret lessons. I mean, I think there are certain degrees that I mean, there definitely is certain degrees I haven't received that that are out there, but it's not necessarily a secret. It's working to getting there and obtaining that knowledge. But regardless, it is here. It is here in the temple, 715 North King Street, and there's other places. You don't only find it in here, but definitely don't. Like you said about the prophet earlier, the prophet Noble Ali says, don't just take his word. You study, you prove his word right or wrong. And there's multiple books and scriptures and things out there. So please be on a constant pursuit of knowledge. And, you find it here, the Moorish Science Temple. We have temples all around. You also have NOI, like you said. We have Muhammad's Mosque number 35. We frequent. That's not too far from where we are now. And Islam, we have the 5% Nation in Philadelphia. I'm there constantly as well. 3306 Germantown Ave, Universal Street Academy. So if you're finding yourself in Philadelphia in the Germantown area, stop by 3306 Germantown Ave. But there's also, I don't have the address for the Moorish Science Temple. There's multiple Moorish Science Temples, I believe, in Philadelphia.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So just keep your ear to the streets. It's not hidden. Ask around. Search around. Maybe we'll get a directory. We will, now that I'm coming to this thought in my mind, get a directory on our website, because we're not trying to everybody come here and don't go anywhere else. everybody come to Moor Culture Center, don't go anywhere else. We have the real knowledge, they have the fake knowledge. That is not the case at all. No, not at all.
Because
you have
we all one family. There's many branches to our order. We're all one family. And I'm just saying to you, my brothers and sisters, at one time in my life, I said, Allah don't care for me. I measured it up. I said, look, he's blessed that Muslim, he's blessed that more and stuff, and he ain't blessed me, but I hung in there. The problem was I didn't mature.
Mm. Well, if they're blessing your brother, then they're blessing you. If he's blessing your brother, he's blessing you.
That too, but I'm just telling you how I used to think.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but I found out it's a growth process, and you have to trust and have faith. And so I have faith in you brothers and sisters out there, because what I'm talking about is better than a state of mind called America. Mm. America, the world, that's a state of mind. So it's heaven. Mm. I'm doing Allah's will. Because Allah don't want you to be oppressed and suffer like that. You calling that on yourself. He's calling on you to come up. Like Marcus Garvey said, come up, ye mighty race. Be all that you can. We are a mighty race. And when you start reading about our inventions and everybody putting a patent on our stuff, Dr. Charles Drew, the blood transfusion and the heart transplant, and for the eyes and the cell telephone and the computers and the cars, planes, we created almost everything. And then people keep saying, rolling up on us, you're black. This is our land. No, it ain't your land. That's a scare tactic. I'm white. That's superior perception of reality means I think my values are better than yours. Then they're using all that to tell other people to go back there to their home when they invaded this land here. Mm. And I'm not, some things they say, I say, well, they sort of got a point here and stuff, but it ain't for them to litigate on our land. So you had to get up, you got to speak with clearness, power, and authority, study your laws, because you can't deal with these people and you don't know the law. They don't want you to know the law. And we took it on their customs. Like I said, Santa Claus spelled backwards is Satan's claws. And Thanksgiving was given out of where they cut the Turkish Muslim's head off. We got to get our act in order, because I'm telling you, what the law teaches me how to do is travel through the universe spiritually and be at one with him. And I don't care what this man say, what any man say. Taught me how to get up out of bad relationships, because, you can become a bad relationship. I've been in them before. I don't do bad relationships no more, Because when I'm in a relationship with Allah, that's peace. And so when your life ain't in order and stuff, that's what happened. And we had to get our life in order to have a balanced equilibrium and a spiritually sound mind.
Islam. So, yeah, the relationships, that's what we're talking about today, because we're channeling the spirit of Shahrazad Ali. She is still with us, so that's why we have the chair, just in case she might have stopped by. We had a chair open. Sister Shahrazad Ali may be a special guest, and you never know. There could be any special guest that's popping up here.
And before I want them to hear my family legacy.
Oh, is that? Well, we can close out on that. I think I have 2 more clips from Shahrazad that I wanted to play. So here's just some more wisdom. Let's see what this says.
We have had that rumor that we are the backbone of the black nation because it has served to make us think we were better than the black man. We have walked around and wore that as some kind of a sacred garment. And our men have had to struggle up under the already preconceived notion that they wasn't no good. We have always heard that the black man leaves us. He walks out on us. He don't love his children. He won't take care of his family. He beat his women. He do a lot of horrible things. This book goes back to try to examine what are some of the possible contributing causes. What happened before he left? What happened? Something happened. The black man is just not bad by nature. The brothers love their children as much as any other man. Every man loves his baby. They keep wanting to tell us that our man don't even love his children. He's not a mother, though. He's a father. He's not going to have the same kind of connection to the cub that we have. We can't expect that. We keep wanting the man to act like a woman. He can't act like no woman. Praise be to Allah.
Islam. Islam. She's her knowledge is heavy. Please find her books. Matter of fact, we need to get our hand on a couple copies to have available to offer in our center. But find the sister's works, Shahrazad Ali, Shah Shah, Razad Razad, Shahrazad Ali. Man, she's heavy because she really does point out how and why we are in the position we are when it comes to the dynamic between man and woman in our community.
And because in life you are struggling and things are rough, you're going through a storm.
Yeah.
My brothers and sisters, but Allah can change it if you have faith. You're going to see things that you don't like on this path, but keep the faith because Allah got a lot of blessings for you. They say, singing a song, say, there shall be showers of blessings. And that's what came upon me today. Islam.
Islam. We have one more. I think she's talking about religion. Let's see what she has to say. This is tagged Yahweh, Christ. Let's see what the sister has to say.
A woman has to be in a position that she can be protected. Uh-oh. A woman has to deserve protection by the way she live her life or present herself.
Talk to her.
A woman has to require protection because she is in her place, in her lane. And then men might feel that they can step in and protect her. A lot of our women don't want to be protected. You can't protect them whether anybody bothers you along. Sometimes we try to protect our women from a bad idea. She don't want protection. So there's no situation where a man that don't know a woman can walk down the street and see somebody doing something to her and automatically just jump in. So that has to be an individual choice, and it has to be a situation where the woman is in order, not out there cussing, jumping up in men's face, screaming and hollering, acting a fool, trying to act like she a man. And then when some other man deal with her like she a man, then she want you to jump in and save her. It don't work like that.
Whew. Well, some of the things she says I know is like powerful. Yeah, it's powerful, and I know it's triggering because it's like it's speaking to real life stuff, and I'm sure that we've all kind of we've been involved in this kind of stuff.
Yes.
And to be called out like that might be triggering a little bit.
Not only that, the lifestyle with the drinking and drugging also creates an atmosphere like that.
Mm-hmm.
It destroys the family. So the colonizer knew what he was doing when he put that in our
Wizards.
community, because that's first nature to them. We ain't supposed to be indulging what they indulge with. That's following after the footsteps of Satan.
Islam.
So
Islamo. So, yeah, I'm glad we were able to have the special guest, Shahrazad Ali. She was a special guest today. We had some good wisdom from her. Brother Shariff, I believe you said you had some information about your family you wanted to share.
Yeah, my family's this summer I called my family together. Just a family reunion. So and everybody started coming from everywhere, but I started getting history and stuff, so forth. So my grandfather told me when I was young that he was a sharecropper and worked on a farm, but to come to find out it's family property. But I want y'all to listen to a little bit about the Cephas family legacy.
Yeah.
Let me see.
The Cephas family's history is the history of Dorchester County. Ancestors fought in the Revolutionary War, worked in the fields as slaves on plantations, and owned the largest black-owned farm in the county following the Civil War. Today, Cephas family members hold key political positions in a number of Dorchester County towns and beyond. For Brandy James, being part of the Cephas family means pride, resilience, and honoring generations of strength, leadership, and cultural identity in the black community. The struggles of our ancestors were not in vain and have come to fruition, she said. James, a Federalsburg Council member, is the daughter of Hurlock Mayor Charles Cephas. James's cousins are Cambridge Mayor LaJean Cephas and Cambridge City Council President Buddy Cephas. If one was not told before a city council meeting that LaJean used to change Spuddy's diapers, you'd likely never know that they're siblings. But they're a dynamic duo in Cambridge's local government. I see it as my mission and my purpose to serve, LaJean said, but she didn't just mean as mayor. For the Cephas, politics can be a conduit to care for and serve the community, but it is not the main player. It doesn't have to be political to show that you care or that it's okay to help your neighbor. It's about the human aspect of it all. It's about being a good neighbor and considering your community as an extension of your family. That's how I see it, James said. The Cephas family history. Around 1817, Moses Cephas and his family were slaves at a property near the Fork Neck area, situated between Cambridge and Vienna, where Charles, the self-proclaimed acting patriarch, said the family had deep roots. That is until after the Civil War, when Moses and Josiah Cephas inherited a large farm near Vienna, becoming the proprietors of the largest black-owned farm in Dorchester County. The Cephases sold produce, including corn and tomatoes, on Race Street in Cambridge and leased out part of the farm to white individuals, Charles said. LaJean said along with farmers, there are watermen and sailors in the Cephas lineage. Charles said that during slavery, some Cephas family members were captured by the renowned slave hunter Paddy Cannon. Slave hunters like Cannon practiced in the illegal slave trade, also known as the Reverse Underground Railroad, where they found and captured escaped and freed slaves to return them back to slavery. During this time, family members' names were changed from Cephas with an A to Cephas with a U to facilitate their transport across state lines back to the South. Perhaps one of the most fascinating Cephas family members, which difficult to determine considering the incredible cast of characters, is Richard Big Dick Cephas, a fictional version of his life where he fights in the Haitian Revolution and falls in love with a young American woman is presented in Kenneth Roberts' best-selling novel Lydia Bailey. But Charles said after speaking to several historians, he knows the real truth. He ran away from slavery and he went all the way to Boston, Massachusetts, and he ended up being in the British Army, he said. He fought against America, he was captured and put in prison there, and they were able to trace it because he was such a disruptor that he caused a riot in the prison. Being a disruptor is sometimes a necessary agent of change. In 1962, Charles made history as one of the first black people to graduate from the newly desegregated Cambridge High School. After serving on the town council for 2 decades, acting as president for one of those, he became the first black mayor of the town of Hurlock in 2021 and was re-elected last year. In 2023, James became the first black lawmaker in Federalsburg's 200-year history. The following year, LaJean became the second black female mayor of Cambridge, and Spuddy was re-elected onto the city council and elected by his fellow council members as council president. Cephas family values. For the Cephazes, faith is at the center of all they do. You know, that's the foundation that we come from, and not only that, we take the last name of Cephas to a deeper meaning, more or less than the meaning that you see in the Bible, LaJean said. I guess anyone who is a Christian or anyone that's read the Bible, Jesus had the moment where he referred to Peter as a Cephas, and that was essentially the foundation of how Christianity was established. Charles has 14 children and 49 grandchildren, maybe a few more, maybe a few less. It's easy to lose count, he said. At 75 years old, Charles said he's excited to watch the legacy he has helped build continue to prosper and grow. For LaJean and Brandy, it is also important that Cephas is not synonymous with politics. Both have children who pursued careers outside of politics. For both, it is important that their children carry the long-withstanding Cephas values into whatever they do. They feel the pressure to do what they're supposed to do so we can make God happy. That's their pressure, said LaJean about her sons. You know, to govern themselves accordingly. LaJean said she wants the people of Dorchester County to know that while the Cephazes are deeply rooted, they are a small piece of the larger puzzle and beautiful fabric of all the other names in the county. Some of the other names may even be Cephazes. Many formerly enslaved individuals either had their names changed or changed their names after obtaining freedom. Because of this, Charles said there are many Cephazes out there that likely don't even know they are Cephazes. Charles said the descendants they've been able to trace can be located all over the U.S., including Alaska. Recently, they were able to trace Cephazes in Japan. In the next few months, there will be a massive Cephas family reunion with descendants from all over the country.
Next Monday, right? Family reunion. Mo,
The Cephas family's history is the history of Dorchester County.
Hold on.
Ancestors fought in the Revolutionary War, worked in the fields as slaves on plantations, and owned the largest black-owned farm in the county following the Civil War. Today, Cephas family members hold key political positions in and around Dorchester County.
hearing some of the history is enlightening, Mo. The fact that you have an ancestor that fought for the British against America.
In the Revolutionary War, too.
That's
Did you hear that?
huge.
Revolutionary War.
Yeah.
Civil War and
Listen,
Revolutionary War.
When I joined Ancestry.com like a couple years ago, I got some history on my grandmother's side of the family, and it really opened my eyes that literally there's records of my family fighting in every single war.
Right.
You know, I mean,
But-
I
But
couldn't find records.
they try to make it look like it was only Caucasians fighting the war. They
Yeah.
done it all by themselves. That's,
Yeah.
You call that paper genocide.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's why we really need, I pray the Lord breathe on us and breathe on everybody that's under the sound of my voice, and breathe on us from generations and generations to come, to resurrect, to come from darkness and marvelous light.
It's happening, Mo. We're part of that change right here. Just I know we've had comments, we've had people reach out, and I've had friends and associates that have seen the podcast that weren't necessarily aware of some a lot of this, basically almost all this information that we kind of bring forth in these podcast episodes. And we're definitely opening eyes, awakening people. I know most of the people probably watching this are maybe already conscious or kind of already on that journey. So maybe you're kind of just here for a, just a kind of a upliftment or a word that kind of help you, have a better week. But there's people that are tuning in that don't know much of anything about this knowledge, and it's definitely help wake up people for future generations.
What really gets me in my journey in education is in all my life I never stepped on so-called black people, but you have a lot of so-called black women don't want you to see you succeed in the educational surface. Excuse me, in the educational circle. And like I was saying last week, that in Lord of the Rings you had the goblins, and I was studying at Dell Tech in the Career Center, and I was exchanging knowledge with a tutor down there. He read the book. He looked at me and said, people are goblins, dwarves, and all so forth. So on. I ain't paying no mind, right? So you look at a person when they ain't took none of that firewater. Then a couple minutes later, what they look like. They look like goblin.
Yeah.
And then, so you got all these people that swear they just, because the Holy Quran says, Satan said, he swore that he was your sincere advisor. You got a lot of people in political positions don't represent us. Even they got congressional black caucus. A lot of them are foreigners. So you have a lot of people just constantly selling our cause out. You know, after we had all these great teachers that come to us. So it's really time for us to bring change. You know, your vote is powerful and stuff. And if your politician say something that he's going to do something, he don't do it, he's out there exposing Islam.
Islam. Yeah, no, the times are changing, Mo, and I believe the good of this past presidential election, I think is showing itself. As I say, a lot of bad, but the good is us opening our eyes, more people coming to the light of understanding that these people are not for us, either side of these parties.
What I see is I still see the Catholic Church is still in charge in America and the Zionist Jew. So I still see a lot of bad, you know, especially when the Zionist Jew owns mostly all the industry. They spend all of that money for Palestine, Ukraine, the spaceship, NASA, for we ain't got nothing. And we still back like we satisfied with crumbs. No. If you have power in your vote, if they don't represent you, don't let no people come in and persuade you with money to vote for this person, vote for that. Don't let no politician come with that slick like snake game. It's over. That's what the resurrection is about. It's about change. Our forefathers wasn't into democracy, communism, socialism, or any of them isms and schisms. We got to know ourselves. We got to know what time it is. So, like I said, when you turn on that power switch and turn the lights on, things change. It says, be ye not conformed to the things of this world, be ye transformed by the renewal of your mind. Islam.
Islam. We're going to close out. Because we're getting some interesting comments on these videos. There's a lot of haters, you know, and I know that most of it is not hate. No, there's only one comment I'm going to mention to you. And I want to hear your thought. But real quick, I just want to say shout out to the haters. They are what keep the views up. I think most of I know most of our viewers are not haters, but the ones that comment, obviously, a lot of them are. So the last episode, somebody commented on, I guess, what we have behind us. And somebody said, look at that satanic pyramid.
Well, look at, you know, Satan.
I wonder this is probably a devil too. But
Satan is one who oppresses, right? Feed your babies to alligators, oppress you for 100 years and take your towns and sink them underwater and stuff. That's the one you should be commenting on. Then the person that made that should change their ways because the wrath of Allah will be upon them too.
Islam. Yes. Obviously, nothing satanic about the pyramid.
We've been dealing with Satan for 400 years. Elijah Muhammad knew what he was talking about when he called the man the devil, and the devil got imps. Now, when you study that, the devil know what he's doing to the so-called black man and woman in America.
Yeah,
we don't belong to them. They won't even let us alone for 6 months. If we so black, we so whatever they so better than us, so they just need to leave us alone because the whole world know our gifts. The whole world wants us. They can't leave us alone because their economy fall, the stock market will fall. You're nothing without us.
Well, follows a civilization, you know. The society does not exist without us. Obviously,
yeah, they would fall. You can't,
of course,
can't do it all by yourself.
Of course,
of
course. I think maybe
be nice and try to learn how to be about Allah's will.
Mm.
Because if you ain't about Allah's will, he get ready to take you out.
Mm. I
He'll
think
take anybody out that ain't about it. It ain't racist. You know, the law of karma's setting in. And you have a paycheck for all your unjust deeds.
Islam. Yeah, you're gonna have to cash that check. It's gonna get cashed regardless.
Yeah, so let them people keep hating because you know Holy Quran talks about Iblis, right?
Mm-hmm.
You ever heard cliche ignorance is Iblis?
Ignorance is
Right. So and also the Quran bliss, the state of bliss. Bliss is heaven, right?
Mm-hmm.
So some people that made that quotation need to come from darkness and marvelous light before doomsday come.
Islam.
You creating your own grave because you hate so much. It's our time to resurrect. We ain't gonna let you keep us back. Islam.
So on that note, what came to my mind is a dollar, and they have the pyramid with the all-seeing eye at the top. I mean, we have that in our temple, but it's about what it's used for. I mean, on this dollar, obviously, the almighty dollar. It's not almighty to me, but it has become almighty for a lot of people.
Let me see this for a minute. Let me see this.
I think
pyramid represents our forefathers. That's the prop side, our jurisdiction. The eagle represents their jurisdiction, the corporate world, right?
Mm.
Now, so you got to know it's a science to it. So just like you, what is an eagle?
What is an eagle?
Yes.
It's a bird, Mo.
What type of bird?
It's a big bird.
He's a bird of prey. He's a vulture.
Okay,
he's a scavenger.
I don't know if I call him a scavenger, but maybe they eat small prey. Let
me say, he's a vulture.
A vulture is
right. He's a vulture, right? He preys on you. So that's a good lesson. So you know who you deal with. Gold's more valuable than a piece of paper.
Oh, of course.
Yep. So what's the highest ranking colonel in the army?
What is it?
A full bird colonel. You know what I mean? It's a science to it.
Full bird colonel.
A double eagle. You know what I mean? So it's a great lesson to it, right? Now, so check the science of this. You got a quarter, right? Right?
Yeah.
How many quarters make a dollar?
That'd be 4.
So that's four quarter moons.
Okay.
And then you got Taj Tariq Bey help me out with that. You had gold represents the energy of the sun, and silver represents the energy of the moon.
That's real, Mo. I never thought about that.
Well, that's Moorish teachings,
Thank you for the wisdom.
So, but what I'm saying, I'm not here to hurt nobody. So the truth hurts. The truth hurts though, because you keep picking on people. Y'all keep picking on people. That ain't everybody, because I had a lot of people in my life from all walks of life to help me get up out of the grave. I always said education is the key to success. Like the prophet said, don't believe in me, check me out. So when somebody teaches you something, check them out. Because ignorance is a bliss. That you've been ambushed, getting pulled up, somebody trying to hang you, put you on a cross. It ain't nothing like being educated and studying. And when somebody talk to you, lecture you, just turn the page and see where they're coming from. Just not taking things for granted. Because a lot of people they on this one level called the United States of America. No, Allah's freed me from that. That ain't my state of mind. When you in service of Allah, my brother, how Allah blessed you?
Everything, Mo. I mean everything. Everything that I have is owed to Allah, of course.
Right.
My life.
Do you feel like you're in chains?
In chains?
Yes.
At times, I'm not gonna lie, Mo. Yeah, I think I still battle with that. I feel sometimes I feel trapped to an extent.
Sometimes I feel something coming in my midst and stuff, and I call on Allah.
Yeah.
And whatever my midst, it splits. So I'm saying this to everybody out there. That's how we supposed to be in tune with the law, because the Holy Quran says the law is closer to you than the jugular vein.
Islam.
So it says, when come the help of Allah is always near. When come the help of Allah, and they'll see Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. When come the help of Allah, they'll see people join the religion of Allah by the thousands, celebrate the praise of our Lord. He's all forgiving, most merciful. Islam.
Islam. All right, Mo. We're gonna.
So and also for that person was talking about Mecca last week and so forth and so on. I didn't have that experience. And so when it comes to Islam, it says by stages and degrees shall we teach you to declare this message. So you ain't gonna see everything right in no order. So with our knowledge, we have to learn how to come together and learn our differences. So whether you Sunni, whatever, different sects, so if that's division, Shaitan causes division. So we ain't putting division out there, we're putting unity. And the more we stand on them 5 points of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, that's a different type of warrior than a lot of people. Would you agree, Mom?
Of course.
Yes, sir.
Of course. I don't hear too much of that. Fortunately, I was introduced to the local Moorish Science Temple, which is where we are now. I was introduced to this through Malcolm X's.
Well, you told me about that military point, 5 points of love, truth, peace, freedom, justice. You don't know what I told you. Got to watch what you got around your mouth. Electricity. I told you about that moment.
Islam. No, I was saying I was introduced to the Moorish Science Temple at Malcolm X's birthday celebration event here in Wilmington.
He changed his name to El Hajj Malik Shabazz. A lot of people keep saying Malcolm.
Thank you. For the correction.
He changed his name. So
El Hajj Malik El Shabazz. That is correct.
I respect him about that.
No, that is correct, Mo. Yeah, it's tough because
after he made his pilgrimage.
Of course, no, I do actually attempt to remember that and honor him through the name he departed us with, because he was an ever evolving man. I mean, his name changed a few times,
and that's what I'm saying. We are evolving. We ain't, but things are not like they used to be. But a lot of times we get caught up in the wrong world. So when we on our deen and so forth and so on, we're not a part of that world. It says, in the world, but not of the world. Greater is he that is you is in the world. So that's good teaching. So whenever we go through the storms of life, we just remember, because when I was in the Adventist school, the teachers used to say memory verses. The verses you have to remember, right? And you remember them verses, and the script, it helps you. Like the word is like a lamp under thy feet and light under thy path. Like in the beginning, God created heaven, earth that formed, void and darkness was upon the face of the deep. Spirit of God moved from the face, word of God, so let there be light. There was light. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's symbolic. Also symbolic when you was coming down your mother's birth canal and stop the doctor spank you, bam, you seen the light. That's deep, ain't it?
Islam, Mo. Islam. So we are at the limit. Mo, we are at the limit. We are at 59 minutes. We're at 60 minutes going on it. So, any final thoughts, any final words?
I just thank Allah for this day. It's a great day to be alive. And everybody that out there suffering, bring Allah into your life and let him be a part of you, so forth and so on. He will change you. He will help you to transform. You ain't got to worry about no enemy, because all that so forth, political stuff, that's part of mind you call the ego. We got to come up out of ego and stuff and study the super ego and the id. Even the id feast was named after you call that, and the feast of id feast is the feast of Ibrahim in Islam. So don't let them people trick you out there. I don't care what walks of life they come from. You are somebody. You are I remember one chosen generation, royal priesthood. I'm talking to kings and queens. Islam.
Islam. Know thyself. Please know thyself. Pull the lessons up. Do the research. Come into a divine light. I'm gonna just remembering we have to announce what's coming up next. Not this Saturday, but it's next Saturday.
The powwow.
The powwow, Mo. You're on it. The Nanticoke Indian powwow down at Milton, Delaware. That is Nanticoke territory, Lenape territory.
Yes.
That's
You have
where
what you
we'll
call Nanticoke, Leonard P. Moors, because a lot of people, our people don't think that they're descendants of that, because Walter Plecker changed it from Indian to black, our status, and people keep constantly changing our status. So I'm just saying, don't believe in what I say. Check it out. That's what the prophet said.
Exactly.
Yeah, don't
Exactly.
believe me. Check it out.
Do your own research, but obviously we are part of these tribes. We are most definitely, as Delaware Moors, we're most definitely connected. We will be there. I've only been part of the temple for a few years. I've been there every year, but before me, I know you guys are there every year. So it's been, I believe the Grand Governor said today, 10 years.
I was the one that introduced it to him.
Islam, and you reminded us about this coming one, because every year it seems like it creeps up on us.
When you go down there and you see people the same shade, look like you but a different culture, wow.
Man, those powwows, Mo, are powerful.
Yes.
It's powerful, most definitely.
It's just like I'm a graduate of the United States Army Signal School in Fort Gordon, Georgia, but it dawned on me that the first signals were the drums and the smoke signals. So we got the oldest signal school.
Islam, Mo. Islam. So here's a signal right here that we're broadcasting out to you. So please join us at Hudson Fields in Milton, Delaware. We will be there Saturday, September 6th. We will be there, but it is a 3-day, I think it's a 3-day affair. So I believe Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, there's things happening, but just look it up. Nanticoke Indian Powwow.
And we are on Turtle Island. This is the name where we live at. It's called Turtle Island. United States of America is a corporation on Turtle Island.
Islam. Find us. You'll see the fez is there. You'll see the red flag with the green 5-pointed star. Find the flag. You'll find us. You'll find our demonstration. We will have literature. We'll have our T-shirts. We'll have our teas. We'll have some tasting teas available. We might bring some iced tea in the cooler. But regardless, we're going to have a lot of stuff going on there. So please check us out, Nanticoke Indian Powwow. Saturday, September 6th, we'll be there, Moor Culture Center and Temple number 4, Federation of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Islam, Mo. Beautiful episode, powerful episode. Shout out to the Sister Shahrazad Ali. If you see this, reach out. Come fill the seat up. Come visit. We're going to have some other special guests coming soon, I'm sure. But on that note, until next time, peace and love.
May Allah breathe on us all and send us showers of blessings. Islam.
Peace.